Hi Mama! Welcome to the Postnatal Vinyasa practice. Take what works for you today, forget the rest. You can always repeat this video anytime. So when you're ready to begin, meet me on the mat in a child's pose. With your knees as wide as comfortable, relax your forehead on the mat or even on stacked fists. Gently close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to settle in. Slowly rise, making your way to a tabletop on your hands and knees. And for some cat-cow spinal waves, inhale as you drop your belly, lift your chin, roll your heart open. Exhale to round your spine, tuck your chin, and cave your chest. A couple more times like that. Inhale, belly drops, chin lifts. This is cow pose. Exhale to round your spine, cave your chest. This is cat back. One more time. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat back. Then come back to center. Walk your hands forward one more hand's distance, then tuck your toes under and reach your hips high into a downward facing dog. If you're feeling a little tight today, you're welcome to maintain a small bend in your knees so that you can keep your lower back long, press your chest towards your thighs. And if it feels good for you, try bending one knee and then the other to pedal out your dog. Then from here, walk your feet up behind your hands, and for a ragdoll pose, grab onto your elbows, deeply bend your knees, hang heavy, and sway side to side. Release your elbows and toe heel your feet together to touch. Slide your hands up your shins and press your heart forward for a halfway lift. For a long, flat back, neck is in line with the spine, shoulder blades pinch together behind you, heart pulls forward. Inhale. Exhale to release into a forward fold. Soften your knees so that you can fold deeper at your lower back. On your next inhale, rise for a mountain pose. Reach your arms overhead but keep your shoulders soft. Tailbone tucking slightly. Anchor your weight down through your feet so you can stand tall. Then grab onto your left wrist, turn your left palm up to the ceiling, and slowly dive over to your right side, just enough to create length along your left side body. Come back to center and switch sides. Grab your right wrist, dive over to your left, lengthening out your whole right side body. Keep your chest even so you don't cave forward. And come back to center. Big inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Soften your knees so that you can really deepen your fold. For a halfway lift, slide your hands up your shins, press your heart forward, big breath in. Then as you exhale, place your hands down on your mat, step your feet back, lower your knees down to the mat, and then lower all the way down onto your belly. For a low cobra, peel your chest up off the mat with your hands just resting on the mat or hovering above the mat. Make sure you don't crane your neck so your gaze is just out in front of you. As you breathe, you should feel your belly bob into the mat. Then release. Press into your hands, lifting up and back into downward facing dog. And be mindful, take your time in your transitions. From down dog, inhale to look up to your hands, bend your knees. As you exhale, step your feet to touch towards the top of your mat. Halfway lift, slide your hands up your shins, press your heart forward, big inhale. Then exhale to forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, come all the way up, arms reach up, then grab onto your left wrist, and as you exhale, dive over to the right. Inhaling to come back to center, switch your grip, and as you exhale, dive over to the left. Inhale, come back to center. On your exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. One more halfway lift, big breath in. Then exhale to plant your hands, step your feet back, and take your time as you lower down onto your belly for a low cobra. Inhale as you peel your chest up off the mat. Exhale to slowly release, press yourself up and back into downward facing dog. So now we're flowing one breath, one movement. Follow the pace of your breath. Inhale to look up, bend your knees. Exhale, step your feet to touch top of the mat. For a halfway lift, big breath in, nice flat back. Then forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, come all the way up. Grab your left wrist at the top. As you exhale, dive to the right. Inhale, come back to center, switch your grip, and as you exhale, dive to the left. Coming back to center, as you exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. For halfway lift, big inhale, nice long spine. Then exhale to plant your hands, step your feet back, lower down onto your belly for a low cobra. Inhale. Exhale, send it back to downward facing dog. Very nice. And you can always go straight back to down dog or even child's pose if you ever need a break. From here, look up to your hands, bend your knees. Then step your feet together to touch at the top of your mat. Halfway lift, big breath in. Then forward fold. For chair pose, sit your hips back as if someone's scooting a chair in behind you and reach your arms overhead. If you're feeling a little tense in the shoulders, you can always bring your hands together at heart center, but bring all the power to your legs. So sit back a little bit deeper, press your inner thighs together, your knees together. 3, 2, 1, forward fold. Find halfway lift, big breath in. Then exhale, forward fold, and step your left foot back. Nice long space between your feet. Setting up for a warrior 2. Spin your back heel down and slowly rise as you reach your arms front and back. Take a peek down at your stance. Make sure that your right knee is tracking open, not caving in. Then look at your back foot and make sure that your left toes are turning in just the slightest bit. To set up an extended side angle, take your right forearm to your right thigh and reach your left arm high. Engage your core so your belly is pulling in, your chest is open. Using that core, slowly rise and reach your right arm high as you straighten out your right leg for reverse triangle. Big inhale. Then exhale, cartwheel both hands down to the mat and step your back foot forward. For a halfway lift, inhale, nice long flat back. Then exhale, forward fold, switching sides, step your right foot back. Setting up for a warrior 2, spin your right heel down, slowly rise, and take a moment to settle into the posture. Arms are strong, shoulders relaxed, core is engaged, belly pulling in, left knee tracking open. To set up your extended side angle, keep your lower body the same and just lower your left forearm down onto your left thigh and reach your right arm high. Chest is open, belly is firm. Keep your core strong and slowly rise into reverse triangle. Left arm reaches high, left leg straightens out. And let's flow. Big inhale. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down to the mat, step your back foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Sit back into your chair pose, big breath in. As you exhale, forward fold. For one more halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold and step your left foot back for warrior two. Inhale to rise. As you exhale, set up extended side angle, left arm high. Inhale to reverse triangle, both legs straight, right arm reaches high. Exhale, both hands down to the mat, step your back foot forward for a halfway lift in between, long breath in. Exhale to fold, step your right foot back. Warrior two as you inhale. To extended side angle, keep your belly firm. Reverse triangle, big breath in, both legs straight. Then exhale, hands to the mat, step your right foot forward for one more halfway lift, inhale. Then exhale, forward fold. Deeply bend your knees. Let your head hang heavy. Relax. Pull your lower belly in and keep this engagement to protect your lower back. Slowly unroll all the way up to standing. When you come all the way up, bring your hands together at heart center and set your gaze on one non-moving spot out in front of you. Keep your gaze focused on this one spot to help with balance. For eagle arms, reach your arms forward, cross right under left, bend at the elbows, and again at the wrists. You can always use a strap between your hands or just grab onto your shoulders as a modification. Now sit back into your hips, shift your weight into your left foot, and cross your right leg above your left, squeezing tight on your inner thighs. Sit even deeper and squeeze everything together. For 3, 2, 1. Unravel and let go and just shake it out. Then when you're ready, set your gaze. Reach your arms forward, setting up eagle arms, left under right. Sit back into your hips and cross your left leg above your right. You can kickstand your toes or double bind, wrapping your toes all the way around. Keep your gaze set, breath deep, sit low, and squeeze. Three, 2, 1. Let go, shake it out. Then inhale, reach your arms overhead, mountain pose. And exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Halfway lift as you breathe in, slide your hands up your shins, press your heart forward. Now forward fold, plant your hands, step your feet back, and lower down into a modified plank. So your knees and your hands are on the mat. Straight line from your knees through the crown of your head. Firm your core up and stay here in this modified high plank, or start doing a few push-ups. I know in the beginning after having a baby, push-ups were very, very challenging, but the only way you're going to get stronger is by pushing yourself through the challenge. Take what works for you today, leave the rest behind, and next time you come to this practice, you'll be just a little bit stronger. Now lower all the way down to your mat and interlace your hands behind your lower back. Press your knuckles away from you and peel your chest up off the mat. Neck is in line with the spine, so your gaze is just a couple inches out in front of you for 3, 2, 1. Completely release. Take your left ear down to the mat, let your feet fall open, belly shavasana. Big breath in, big breath out. For one more bound locust, interlace your hands behind your lower back. Press your knuckles away as you lift your chest up, and if you want to take it one step further, lift your legs up at the same time. Feel yourself bob with your breath. 3, 2, 1. Let go for Belly Shavasana. Opposite ear comes down to the mat. Big breath in. Big breath out. Draw your chin back to center, plant your hands underneath your shoulders, and press yourself up into a tabletop, then back to downward facing dog. From this downward facing dog, reach your right leg high. Big inhale, and as you exhale, step your right foot through to a low lunge. Spin your back heel down and set up a warrior 1, and you're always welcome to shorten your stance to modify. With your arms reaching up overhead, sink into your hips, relax your shoulders, breath is smooth and calm. And slowly open up into warrior 2. Keep your right knee tracking open. For reverse triangle, straighten out both legs and reach your right hand high. Big inhale. And as you exhale, triangle pose. Right hand comes down onto your right shin as a modification, and reach your left arm high. Lean back and keep your belly pulling in. With your core engaged, rise up, take your hands to your hips, and pivot your right toes in, facing the side of your mat for a wide leg fold. Big inhale, then exhale, forward fold. Come all the way down. Take your hands down to the mat if that's more comfortable for you. Relax and breathe. To come out, bring your hands to your hips, then inhale to rise. As you exhale, find warrior 2 facing the front of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your right arm high. Exhale, take both hands down to the mat, lower down to your knees, then all the way down to your belly for low cobra. Big breath in. As you exhale, release, press up and back into downward facing dog. And remember, you can always skip that, going straight to down dog. When you're ready, inhale to reach your left leg high. Exhale to step your left foot through to a low lunge. Spin your back heel down, set up warrior 1. So you want to work on squaring your hips off towards the front of your mat. This is why shortening your stance might be able to help. Shoulders are soft. Breath is deep. Sink into your front knee. Big inhale. Exhale, open up warrior 2. Keep your core engaged throughout the standing series so your belly is pulling in and firm. For reverse triangle, straighten out both legs, reach your left arm high. Big inhale. Then exhale to set up triangle pose. Left hand to your left shin, right arm reaches high. Core is firm. Breath is smooth. shoulders are stacked right on top of left, so you're not caving forward. 3, 2, 1. Slowly rise. Pivot your left toes parallel with your right. Take a big inhale. Then exhale, wide-legged fold. Come all the way down. You're welcome to rest your hands on the mat, or if you want to add a chest expansion, interlace your hands behind your lower back. Press them up to the ceiling or let gravity take hold, and relax. To come out, bring your hands to your lower back. Inhale to rise. Exhale, settle into Warrior 2 facing the top of your mat. For Reverse Warrior, inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, take both hands down to the mat and vinyasa through to your downward facing dog. We're taking the low Cobra variation of the vinyasa throughout the entire postnatal series because it'll help you build your posture and strength throughout your whole core. Once you find downward facing dog, inhale to reach your right leg high. And as you exhale, set up half pigeon. Right knee to your right wrist. Right ankle towards your left wrist, but what's most important is that your hips are even and square on the mat. You can stay lifted or lower down to your forearms, whichever serves you best in the moment. And if you want to modify, follow the modification box in screen for a supine figure 4. Slowly rise. Shift your weight to the right and swing your left leg around and towards the upper left corner of your mat. With your left leg straight, the sole of your right foot on your left inner thigh, reach your left hand for your left toes. And for a big side body stretch, reach your right arm up to the ceiling and also for your left toes. And they may not reach, that's okay. If it feels better, just relax your arms, allowing your body to slowly dive over to the left. And then slowly rise. Take a quick counter twist to the right. Big inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Make your way back to downward facing dog. So we can switch sides. Inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, set up half pigeon. Left knee towards your left wrist, left ankle towards your right. Hips are even and square, and if you modify it on the other side, do so here. Using your breath as a vehicle for you to stay calm, grounded, and present. and slowly rise. Shift your weight to the left, swing your right leg out and around and towards the upper right corner of your mat, with your right leg straight, left knee bent. Reach your right hand towards your right toes, and then reach your left arm up to the ceiling and towards your right toes. And again, you might not reach, and that's okay. Try not to strain, so if it helps, just relax both arms down. Almost there. And slowly rise. Take a quick counter twist to the left. Big breath in. Then breath out, come back to center. Roll over onto your right side into a fetal position, and then roll onto your back. Pull your knees into your chest. Relax your shoulders, your jaw, eyebrows, and feel your breath as it enters and exits the body. Feel your lower back relax, your middle back release. And when you're ready, release your legs for your final Shavasana. Let your feet fall open and palms face up. Let your eyes gently close and your jaw can relax. And your eyelids can soften. Give yourself at least 1 full minute in total bliss as your body digests all that you've just done. Wiggle out your fingers and toes. Roll onto your side into your fetal position. Using your hands, press yourself up to seated. And from your seated position, place both hands over your heart. With your eyes gently closed, tap into that place inside of you, that place that is the mother, the nurturer, the goddess. And imagine that every single cell in your body was smiling, grateful for today's practice. With that sensation, let's seal it up. Bring your hands together at heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today, and congratulations on your new baby. Make sure you check out the rest of my postnatal yoga series, including a core routine, neck and shoulder opening, and a relaxing restorative practice to help you release tension, mind and body.